In this video, I'm going to show you how to do multiple crossing cables. This is where each section of the cable crosses multiple other sections of the cable, each other and underneath, and kind of weaves in and out of the fabric. This is a really neat way to create three-dimensional cables like this one that looks like chain links. Multiple cross cables are sort of an optical illusion. It's all one set of cables. You're just crossing multiple times to make it look like you've actually got another piece of knitting threaded in and out of the cable itself. But in reality, it's just one straight piece of stockinette stitch that, using cable techniques, is woven in and out of itself. So there's two different types of cable crossings in this chain cable. There's one where you're basically taking the outer 3 stitches on each side of this 9-stitch cable, crossing them in front of each other and in front of the center 3 stitches. And in the other one, you're crossing the outer stitches in front of each other but under the center 3 stitches. Essentially, the center 3 stitches never move. It's only the outer 3 that move, and the center 3 that go over or under, they're crossing. So in this first cable, you'll need your 2 cable needles. In this case, I have my first cable needle is going to be a Harmony double point, and my second cable needle is a Zephyr needle tip, just so you can tell them apart. So in this first one, you slip the first 3 stitches to the first cable needle and hold in back. You slip the second 3 stitches to the cable needle, the second cable needle, and hold in back. And then you knit the last 3 stitches. So you've got all sorts of funny ends and stuff kind of banging around here. It'll look really messy while you're trying to work these cables. So it's probably best, if you haven't done anything like this before, you might want to be in a quiet room. Then you're going to move the first cable needle to the front. It essentially goes behind the second one and out in the front, and just kind of let it hang there. So as you can see, these are the first 3 stitches of this cable, but they're actually now at the end. And here's the center 3 stitches. Again, just kind of hanging out back here. Okay. Now you can either knit directly off your cable needle. In this case, because I'm using a needle point, I'm going to slip those 3 center stitches back onto my left hand needle there. So knit the center stitches. And then got to pass these ones, which have now twisted around a little bit. Again, you can either knit them off the cable needle or pass them back to the left hand needle. You knit those ones. And continue. And essentially, when you cross in the other direction, as you can see, it's now that the center is now diving underneath the other crossed cables. This type of cable, because there's essentially 2 crossings in each piece of the cable, so each one of these motifs, this cable is going to draw in significantly. So this outer piece here, where we've got, you know, the selvage stitches and everything, this is actually fewer stitches than the cable itself, and as you can see, it's quite a bit wider. So if you're going to use a cable that has multiple crossings, you're definitely going to want to make sure you add a lot of extra stitches, or add the stitches as you begin the cables. So, you know, add in the 3 for the center, or however many multiples you like. You can do 6 stitches with each section being 2, and you could do 12 stitches with each section being 4. So it's really up to you, but you have to make sure that you probably have about 50% more stitches in there than the width that you would expect from your stockinette gauge. So this section of 9 stitches is about as wide as 4.5 to 5 stitches in the regular stockinette. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So really, this kind of cable is pretty simple. It's just a matter of knowing where your crosses are. And in this case, I can actually show you. This is, the outer stitch, and the outer stitch is here. And if you kind of use one of these, you can actually kind of poke through underneath them. You can see that these cross over each other, and the center 3 stitches, in any case, just slip underneath the whole thing. And it's exactly the opposite here, where you're crossing the outer 3 stitches over each other with the center 3 stitches hanging out in front. So you don't actually really do anything with the center 3 stitches. It's either going over or under. So you can make this really awesome relief in cables with just one extra cable needle and a little bit of extra time.